let's kind of start talking about it. I want to dive right in. You guys can ask me some questions too in the comments. Hopefully, I'll be able to see them. And we can kind of go from there. But I wanted to address the fact that I've seen so many photographers, high school senior photographers specifically, get super concerned about what's going on with Instagram right now. Um, the announcement that was made at the beginning of July by the head, Adam Mosseri, he posted on Instagram, and what he said was Instagram wasn't a photo sharing app anymore. But what he really just should have said was that it wasn't just a photo sharing app anymore, right? So a lot of people kind of freaked out about that, especially photographers, obviously, because what we do is share photos. So it got a lot of people, and not just photographers, it got a lot of people like super worried about how the heck are we supposed to continue to market and do these things on Instagram if we're not getting the reach with the images that we had in the past, right? So let me know in the comments too if you guys are worried about this, if this is something that you're concerned about, or if you have any questions in particular, so I can help you guys navigate that as well. Let's see. Oh, some comments are showing up for me. I have to keep refreshing it. Okay. And also let me know where you guys are from in the chat. I'd love to see. There's a lot of people in this group and it's growing exponentially by the day. So I want to try and do some more lives, connect with you like this here more often, make the group seem a little bit more small and cohesive. So, okay, Instagram announced it wasn't a photo sharing app. It should have just said it wasn't just a photo sharing app, because here's the truth. It never was. It was a filter app. If you really think about it, when it first came out, I've been on Instagram since like the day it was announced, I think. And it was filters. Yes, it was for photo sharing, but it was really about like, it was a whole different thing. Like when you think about how Instagram has changed over the years, it's ridiculous how much has changed. And so what's really going on right now with Instagram and pushing video and not pushing photos as much is because of TikTok. And if you guys have followed me for even a second, you know that I've been talking about TikTok since like 2019, since like May of 2019. It was way before the pandemic. It was way before anybody except teenagers were on TikTok. And I started talking to senior photographers in particular in my groups and my coaching, talking to you guys about how we really need to get on this bandwagon, because literally it's where our Gen Z clients were, and they still are. But in the early days of it, it was very intimidating for so many people, because like we didn't really know what to think about TikTok. We didn't know what it was, and the pandemic really changed all that. Like that's really kind of what helped grow that platform so much, just because so many people got on it who weren't just teenagers. So I kind of been talking to you guys about this a while. And really what's happening with Instagram is that they see the changes that are coming. And just like any business, we all should be looking down the pipe and seeing what's coming. We should all be looking ahead to see what's next, right? So if you either evolve or die in business, and especially with what we do too, because we are working with this set of really specific target clients, meaning Gen Z. And I've been talking about Gen Z clients since 2014. They are very, very, very different than any other client base that we've ever had. I shot millennials when I first started photographing high school seniors. That was my client. And millennial clients are so much different than Gen Z clients. So we especially need to be on the forefront and looking ahead to what's coming. And so I want you guys to lean into this change and not be afraid of it, and not get super worried about what that means. So we're going to talk about a few strategies in a second that I think you could really implement very easily to help your engagement and to help you kind of ease into this video content, and how to actually still share images with a twist, right? So I'm going to check the comments real quick just to make sure I haven't missed anything, and then we'll get moving on this. But yeah, I'm actually super excited about this, actually. I know I'm not the majority, but Yeah, okay, so Jen says she's a little concerned, she's not good at video. This is something I've been seeing a lot in a lot of groups, photographers talking about. Um, I'm a photographer, I'm not a videographer, I'm a photographer. Why do I have to do video? Why? So here's the thing, okay? And let's just talk real quick about Gen Z in particular, because y'all know that I've been talking about this for a while, how they are so specific. They are really what's driving this. Actually, the younger clients for any generation, that's what's driven every social media platform when you think about it. I mean, you know, teenagers and high school, college students started Facebook. So whenever a young generation gets behind a platform and behind it in a big way, like on TikTok, that people take notice. So you're going to see TikTok change too. That's a whole different subject, but you're going to see TikTok change dramatically over the next like year or two. I have to go in and update my course that I created for senior photographers to TikTok University because it's changed so much since I made that, and that was just in 2020. So we always just kind of have to be keeping up with everything, and that's part of what I do is help you guys navigate that and interpret these changes, because I realize not everybody is super. It doesn't come easy for everybody. So, so the first thing is that Gen Z clients really want authenticity, and they want this short form video that TikTok basically made popular. That's the way that most people are now consuming content. So Instagram is taking notice. They understand that this is the way that most people really want to get their information. And they also know how many people buy things. How many of you guys have bought things from TikTok videos? I have bought so much stuff from TikTok videos, and our Gen Z clients are the same. That's why Instagram is going to start prioritizing video, messaging, and shopping. Okay, so they're a business, they want to make money. Let's just kind of get over the fact that we see ads and all that stuff. It's just the way it is. We can still use that platform for what we need to use it for. It doesn't mean you can't post photos anymore. You absolutely can post photos. That's not going away. They're not taking away your ability to post photos. What they're asking you to do is lean into video content in some way, okay? Because that's what they're pushing. And if you guys are on Reels, you know that they're pushing Reels right now because, again, TikTok competitor, direct TikTok competitor. They really want us to be using Reels more and more. So one of my goals, I've been using Reels since it came out, but going forward, I really want to start making at least 3 to 4 a week if possible. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about my process for that and how I do it so it's not creating more work for myself. Because I'm all about repurposing content, all about it. Like that's really kind of the way to go. So truly what I want you guys to first understand is that you don't need to let go of posting images. Okay. They're not saying stop. If anything, the carousel feed posts are still popular, at least for now. And so a really good way to use what's cool about the carousel posts anyway, too, is that let's just say you post like a mix of video and photos and there's like 5 or 6 of them. If someone's scrolling and they see that first one, they're gonna, they might like it and scroll past whatever. They're gonna continue seeing the next one and the next one and the next one. Instagram is going to keep showing that content to your followers. So that's what's cool about a carousel feed is that they will continue showing what else is on that carousel. So that hasn't changed, at least not of now, not of this, as of this recording in July 21st, 2021. So still you can use those and you can use some video content there too. So let's just say you are, you photograph a senior and you take some BTS, you can do some BTS images, a video along with some of the finished images. That's also really good to kind of mix up that content because again, Instagram really wants you to post videos. So as far as Reels goes, I have seen the last few that I've posted have gotten crazy engagement. And all that really just tells me is that they're just pushing that out. So what happens with Reels and what makes it different than like, let's say stories, when you post to your story, and that's good to still post to your story, good to still post video to your story. Those are for your followers. Those are for people who are already following you. But for Reels are intended to get you in front of people who aren't following you yet. Okay, so that's That's the main difference. So your potential to go viral is much higher. So that's why some of us are starting to see, 10, 15,000 views on our reels. And we're like, what the heck? Like it's just a BTS, right? So that's why, because what happens is they're pushing it out. So within the first few minutes that you post, because timing still matters for everything, just like anything. And then the first few minutes that you post, if you are getting views and comments and likes, those people who are engaging with that content, Instagram is going to push it out to their followers and their followers and their followers. That's why the potentiality for virality is so much higher with Reels right now. And again, this is going to change the more people start using Reels. This is like kind of the early days of TikTok that we're seeing on Reels. So if you guys are not using Reels, you got to jump on this. It's a really good opportunity. And your clients like it. Your clients love it. Like my clients repost my reels constantly. I send them the clean copy of the reel, and I'll talk to you guys about that after, so that they can post it as well. So you can create content and give it to your clients and tell them how you want them to post it. So there's a whole can of worms there. Let me just make sure I'm caught up on my comments because I don't see them real time. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So let's keep going. So we know that our Gen Z clients want authenticity. If you look at TikTok, the reason why people love TikTok is because it's raw. It's not highly curated. Instagram has always been, not always, but in the last few years has been all about this highly curated feed and content. And our younger generation is moving out of that, and they're driving that push for authenticity. And I know that word has been overused, but it's true. It really matters when talking about this. So the thing to think about with reels is that they don't need to be highly polished. Now, yeah, you're going to see some that are. You're going to see some content creators who definitely put a lot of time and a lot of highly, professionally produced videos on their reels, but that's not what we need to be doing. And I want you guys to not feel so intimidated by it. So just make it simple, right? So the answer is, that's always the answer, by the way. What's the simplest answer? Because most of the time we just overthink things. And again, we're in an industry where we're constantly comparing ourselves to each other, to other people, to other senior photographers. And those people are not your clients. Your clients are not other senior photographers. So stop trying to market to them, first of all. That's one of my soapbox things. So when you are creating reels or any piece of content, you have to be thinking about who you're creating that content for. So you have to know your target client. And I mean on a deep, deep level. Those of you guys in my Level Up course know that I hammer this in, because if you don't know who you're speaking to and you don't understand what they want, what they value, it's going to be really hard to create content. Second thing, you got to get out of your own way. You have to realize that people really don't care about the things that you care about. I hear this from photographers all the time. I don't want to be on video. I don't want to, nobody cares about this. You know what? That's all stuff. That's all a mindset shift. And that's all just your head trash, basically. So, your clients really don't care about the things that you care about. And also, on a side note, we are in an industry where at least I want to help empower my younger clients feel good about being out there, putting themselves out there as they are and not picking themselves apart. So if I'm doing that to myself, what is that going to say and how is that going to translate to my clients? So that's just my other little soapbox thing. Okay. So we know that Reels, Instagram is rewarding Reels creators right now. They are boosting it like crazy. So we can talk about ideas. If you guys need ideas, you can post in the comments real quick. Really what I want you to think about is keeping it simple. And you can look at my feed and kind of get ideas. I'm totally fine with that. I do a lot of BTS things. So the thing to think about is when you do post a reel, think about the hook, because you want people to continue viewing and you want them to view it more than once because views matter. So I would be thinking about what kind of hook you could kind of grab really quick. And if you scroll TikTok, even for like 30 minutes, you'll get some really good ideas. I want you to, when you're scrolling, I want you to start thinking about um, the meaning behind why people's posts go viral instead of just consuming it. Think about it. Like, you'll see videos that kind of just grab you immediately. You know, you guys, you have to look at this website. I found the coolest prop for your senior photos. Oh my God, this location is ridiculous. Um, you know, you can grab people in. The other day I grabbed people in with just the scenery of Malibu, and I wasn't even in it. So there's a lot of times where you can create video and reels specifically where you're not having to talk, your face is not having to be on camera. You can make it all about your client. And actually, that's probably better, right? We want to be serving our clients. We want to show people how we can serve those clients. So you don't have to always be on the forefront of it, but it does require a little bit of thinking outside of your comfort zone. Okay. So that's where it gets a little scary for people. And I totally, totally get it. We talk about this in my coaching all the time. And it's something that I always want to try and help you guys feel empowered to post, because when you put yourself out there in an authentic way and you are not trying to, for no other reason than to just serve your clients, only good things can come from that. I promise. So don't be afraid to do that. Another good idea for reels is to use your actual photos inside the reel. Okay. So a lot of marketers, and you're going to see a lot of marketers start to do this because they're going to have to get creative with how they are not, their feed posts are not going to be as prioritized in the algorithm. So you're going to see a lot of people using their images, but putting text over it, maybe putting animated text over it, talking about the 3 steps to successful blah, blah, blah. You know, think in terms of that. Think in terms of, what does my client want? What do they value? And what are their pain points? And then create content surrounding those things. Create reels, videos surrounding those things. So it could be 3 of my favorite locations for fall. Why you should still shoot your senior photos in winter. All kinds of ideas, right? So you gotta like just brain dump. Take some time to just put stuff on paper, get some ideas out. And I highly suggest putting some time on a calendar to create some content, because if you don't schedule it, it's not going to happen. And if you're constantly creating content daily, and you're just going to feel like you're on social media all the time. And that is not the goal here. The goal is to get you more efficient. The goal is to get you to repurpose that content and not feel like you have to constantly be on social media, because that is draining. So put that on the calendar, create the content, and then you can also use schedulers, not for reels yet, but that's probably coming as well. Okay, checking comments again, just to make sure I haven't missed anything, you guys. 1 second. Oh, thanks, Angie. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, all I did was like, come with me on Isabella's Malibu senior photos. I forget exactly the wording, but I've seen that on other people's, like I've seen it on travel creators. They always like take a picture of something really beautiful and it grabs you in, and then they start showing you what they're doing. And you don't always need to show the final images, by the way. Some of my reels without the final images, and TikToks for that matter, do better than if I'm showing the final images, because people want to go, well, wait, where's the images? I want to see the images. And I've even had a couple people comment that, like, oh, I can't wait to see the sneaks from that. So just think about, I know it's kind of clickbaity, but that's marketing. That's just marketing. So as long as you're doing it with that intention of serving your clients and creating fun and engaging content, then you're not going to appear slimy. Okay. So that's not something I want you guys to be super worried about. So basically, I just want you guys to kind of understand that. And also, my process for this is, I talked a little bit about this before on how I don't want you to create more work for yourself, right? Because that's never something I would advocate. I like to create the content, create my videos in TikTok first. Now, I have more followers on TikTok, I have a little bit more engagement on TikTok, but I also like the fact that I can find trending music a lot easier on TikTok. And that's been a big thing that I've heard a lot of people talk about with Reels, is that if you're a business account, you may not have access to a lot of the music. Some people have this, some people don't. You know how Instagram is, they don't give us everybody everything at the same time. So some people already have 1-minute videos on Reels. I don't have that yet. So it really, it's touch and go with Instagram. So I like to start on TikTok and then move it to Instagram. And so the way that I do that, because Instagram does not want you using the watermarked videos from TikTok, they won't prioritize those, and they're going to get more and more hardcore about that too. So I start with Instagram. I will either create my video outside of the app entirely, like in an app like InShot or Pick Play Post or any kind of, editor that you're using. I'll most of the time, I would say probably 95% of the time, I'm creating my videos outside of either app. Like I don't like the native Reels content creation. It's very rare that I'll use it. Now, if they start highly prioritizing that, then I'm gonna do it. But right now, that's not the issue. So, and we always have to kind of be paying attention to that, obviously, right? So I start in TikTok. I will upload my video to TikTok and I'll find trending music from there. Okay, because that does matter. Like if you're using trending music, I also want it to be relevant. And it's not like, oh, I want to hop on a trend. It's a subconscious thing. If people are scrolling constantly and they keep hearing the same song, you would think that they would just keep scrolling past, but it does the opposite. It makes them want to be hooked back in because your unconscious brain is just real simple and it just wants more of the same. So it's another sales technique. So that's why trends can be fun and important for, going viral or just getting engagement, because you're just doing more of what they're seeing. You're feeding it basically, right? And then we all like go to sleep at night and can't get those damn songs out of our head. So that's me anyway. So anyway, I started in TikTok. I make the video. I put the sound from TikTok on it, and then before I post it on TikTok, I screen record it, and I use that to post it on Reels. Because when you screen record it, my headphones are popping out. Hold on. I don't know about you guys, but my AirPods like literally just like expel themselves sometimes. It's really weird. So hopefully you guys can still hear me. Let me know if you can. So it does sound a little complicated, and there are apps that you can use and even websites. I think snaptik.com, and there's a couple other ones that you can like upload your finished TikTok video to download it clean, but they don't always work and they get really glitchy, and I don't like the quality. So I want it to still be a good quality when I post it to Reels. So before I post it on Instagram, when you are on that little screen where you're writing your caption, you can see your video on the upper right-hand corner. When you click the video, it's going to bring it up on screen. But there's a trick to it, because if you just let it run, you can still see like there's like watermarks still there. They're not super bright, but they're in the background. So when you click the video up on your screen, you need to click the little square box on the upper right corner, and then it'll be clean. So you can screen record it to your phone. It'll save it just like any other screen recording. It'll have the audio. That's what I like to do it for. I like to use it with the audio from TikTok, because then I don't have to go through and add the audio on Reels. But you can find the same audio if you want. It's just that sometimes the timing doesn't work out. You know what I mean? So I go into my camera roll, I trim it down, and then I post that to Reels, obviously with a longer caption, and I tag the people in the video as well. Okay, let me see if I have any more comments on that, because I usually lose people when I start talking about that. It gets a little sketchy. Let's see. Okay. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, sometimes when you screen record it and add it to the video, they will block it in some countries. If you look at that message, it's usually in like Cuba and India. Like there's certain countries that'll block it, but not all countries. So obviously you don't want that to happen. And okay, Instagram just in general, you guys, is like the most hardcore about copyright, like the most. So it's out of all the videos that I've done like that, I've had maybe one or two that have flagged it. This might change going forward. So you need to be aware that that could be an issue going forward. The way to fix it is just to upload the video without the sound. You can click the sound off and then add your own audio from Instagram. So you can use the Reels music. You can find the same song that you used on TikTok. If you don't have access to it, then you have to find something else. And the answer to the question, what if I don't have all the trending music because I'm a business account? First thing, there's probably not a lot, unfortunately. That's not news you want to hear. You can switch to a creator account, and after about a week, you might start getting that music in. But at the end of the day, there's not a lot you can do about it. So I am going to keep trying to do that. And if I keep getting flagged, then I'll make some changes. Again, Instagram wants us to use their content, their platform, that kind of stuff. So that could be a workaround that works for a while, but it may not work 6 months from now. Just a heads up. They're changing stuff constantly, just like TikTok is. So that's just kind of how I do it. I like to make it easy for myself. I want to use the same video. I'm not going to create it because Reels and TikTok are basically the same type of platform, right? So the same type of content on that platform. And anytime you're creating content on a platform, you want to make sure that you are using it the way that it was intended to and speaking to the audience that you want to speak to. So that's just kind of like my little spiel about that. I think that that's really the best way to go. And you can also create long form video for IGTV, even though IGTV seems, the most useless piece of Instagram, let's be honest. They could be changing that because they're starting to favor videos more. There are little things that you can do to increase your engagement for IGTV. I like to use it for longer content. Like I've done one all about locations and I can point my clients to that video. I can also post it on YouTube. I can use that same video on my blog posts. You don't have to recreate the wheel every time. You want to have your content kind of out there and accessible for people wherever they're looking for it. And let's be honest, yes, we definitely want people to go to our website because that's our universe. We don't own social media. So your intent is to always get them off social to your website. But with the way things are now and how accessible everything is on social, TikTok, and especially specifically Instagram Reels, your younger clients don't want to get off that platform. They want to stay on it. So, at least use it to its best abilities, basically. And I'm not saying you have to create a reel every day. I would like to see you lean into creating one a week and see how that works for you. My main goal with this video is that you guys don't get super worried and stressed about, you know, what this means for your business. Okay, you are in control of how you want to run your business. And yes, we have to play by the rules of Instagram if we want to use that platform. But there's a lot of things you can do creatively that are not going to stress you out, I promise. Okay, let's see if I have any more comments. I wanted to also talk a little bit about engagement just for a second too. And also just a side note, you can go back in and edit the reels. Now you can, because they keep changing it, the caption, okay? But you can't edit the actual video. You can't add things to it, things like that. That I know of as of now. That could also change. Also about hashtags, someone from Instagram recently mentioned on the internet that, yeah, because usually they'll just say you can use up to 30 hashtags on your posts, your reels, whatever. Recently, someone from Instagram mentioned that it probably be best to use about 8 to 15. What that really means is kind of what we're always talking about as far as making your hashtags relevant. So if you're using a bunch of irrelevant hashtags, that's not going to be good for your engagement in general. Okay. So what is the video about? What is in the video? Who is the target audience? Those hashtags, right? I'm still going to use probably more than 15, but it probably will depend on the post. And I'm going to experiment using fewer on Reels to see what happens. Because again, some of these things are relevant for us and some of them aren't. And so you have to test this. And that means you have to get out there and actually create the content and do it, which I know is scary, but I promise you can do it. Okay, So as far as like engagement goes, there's little things that you can do. Everybody knows that the first hour after you post anything is the most important. So don't post and run, basically. If you use a scheduler for your feed posts and things like that, if you know things are posting at a certain time, make sure that you're around for the first 30, 40 minutes to engage with the people who are engaging with your content. So if people are commenting, comment back. Ask them what they liked about it. Ask them something that will invite more engagement as well. There's all kinds of content um, there's all kinds of like relationship building possibilities in the comments. So I don't want you to just kind of like post and run and like forget about it and hide. I want you to show up on that feed and start engaging with people. And if no one's commenting and you're getting a few likes, go and see who is liking the post and go to their content and start engaging with their content in a meaningful way, not just an emoji, you know what I mean? Like an engaging way. That's a really powerful way to build a following. And yes, it takes time, but just everything takes a little bit of time. It doesn't mean you have to let it suck up your whole day, but it does take a little bit of time. Now, those of us who have assistants, things like that, you can definitely be using an assistant to help you with that, or a content creator, bring somebody on to specifically help you with that. That's also a good idea. Okay, let me catching up on this. Doo, doo, doo. Oh, Christy, she was talking about you can watch this again after the video, after I get off live, it'll live in the group so you can rewatch it. But we were talking about uploading your TikToks to Reels and how to do that without the watermark. And then that's a good way to use the trending music, but sometimes Instagram will flag the music. So go back and listen to that part. Okay, let's see, I wanted to make sure I covered a couple different things. Stories are still useful. Okay, so I know that some of you guys are even so like not afraid, but averse to getting on camera that you don't even post on your stories. Okay, so the reels might seem like a really big jump for you, and I totally get that. So ease into it, right? And your stories, you don't need to be a talking head the whole time. You can post other things on your stories. The thing to remember is that people really do want more. They want more information about who you are. They want more authenticity. They want to see your funny side. They want to see your personality. We as boutique photographers, most of us in this group are either at that place or want to be at that place, meaning we charge way more and shoot less clients, photograph more clients. Got to be careful with that word on Instagram. And so that type of business model lends really well to this relationship building and authenticity sharing. Okay. Your clients really do want to know about you. They want to know that you're a real person. They want to know about, again, you can share what you're comfortable with. I'm not saying you have to be out there all the time and just lay it all out. You can share what you're comfortable with, but the more that you can, the more your Gen Z clients are going to be able to relate to you. All right, guys, I'm going to have to hop off in a minute because I have a level up coaching call pretty soon. But so you guys drop some questions for me in the comments. If you have any questions in particular about what Instagram is doing, how to kind of work around it. If you found this helpful, let me know. It's always feels like I'm talking to this vast nothing when I'm doing a live, you know what I mean? It's because I don't have like the feedback on the Zoom from other people. So let me know. Let's see. Angie, you're great on stories. You are funny. Your personality is impossible to hide. So you have that ability to just like show up and be you. Lean into it. People love that about you. Okay, I'm super glad that was helpful, Meredith. Good. And again, this will live on in the group. So, and I'll probably post this on my YouTube too, just to have it in various places. Who knows? I might put it on my IGTV. I just want to make sure it's, content that you guys find useful, because I've just seen so many people freaking out about this in my groups and in other groups. And I want you guys to realize that it's not that big of a deal. It's still, you can still share your photos, get a little creative with it. I really do think carousel posts are still going to be super relevant and prioritized for a while now. And if you mix pictures and video with that, that could be something fun too. So think about how you can grab people. Think about how you can use your creativity as a photographer, as an artist, to to grab people in the first 2 seconds of a video. Challenge yourself to do that. And it's totally fine to get inspiration from other places. Oh, and as a side note, I also take that same video that I posted on TikTok and then Reels, and I post it to Pinterest idea pins. They used to be story pins, now they're idea pins, and I think most everybody should have access to that right now. And I've been seeing really good engagement with that too. So you can take that and repurpose it all over the place. You can do so many different things with it. So um, don't feel like you have you, that just because it hasn't been done, it can't be done. That's always a good thing. If you're coming up with something new and different, test it. If it doesn't work, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, especially on your story, it's only on there for 24 hours unless you make it a highlight. So experiment and push yourself outside of that comfort zone a little bit, because our Gen Z clients really, really, that's what they're used to consuming. And that's why, even if you're not going to be on TikTok, even if you're not going to like create content on TikTok, at least go to TikTok and consume some content that your clients are looking at, because that's going to give you a lot better idea of where their head's at and what they're doing. And you can use that in your marketing. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I am super excited to see all the videos that you guys are going to create. As always, continue the conversation here, or you can always DM me. Y'all pretty much know where to find me. I'm Renee Bone across the board. Let me know how I can help you. I'd love to try if I can. If I can't, I'll point you in the direction that I think will. So I hope you guys have a really awesome day. I am off to a coaching call, and I will see you soon.